Why would we want to go with AFA if management's restoring some of the things that they've taken away?
May I answer that? One of the reasons why we need to do that, to become members of AFA, is they're restoring some of our benefits back, or some of our pay back. But they very well can take that away a month later. We have to have a period of time that we know that we are going to have these things restored and that they are going to be there, and they're not going to be at the whim of a new group of managements that come through that revolving door at the GO. So we need to make sure that we do look out for ourselves, and that's not going against Delta Airlines. It is simply making sure that the people who will be here 10 years from now as part of Delta Airlines look out and do profit and have a standard of living that will afford them a certain type of lifestyle that right now is not even reaching an equitable thing with a lot of the other industries around the country. So we really, really have to make sure that we keep these things that come in from management at the present time, that we keep them for a certain period of time, and it is not at their whim.
If I could add too, Vita, in my role as general counsel, I'm also the in charge of the union's negotiations, and I'm often involved directly in some of our most difficult negotiations. And obviously, the whole industry, including Delta, has just come through a very difficult period with all the bankruptcies and the cutbacks that happened. What AFA is engaged in now is rebuilding those contracts and negotiating more. And it's good that Delta is starting to recognize that some of these benefits and wages need to be restored. But it's a little bit like the oil industry, where they raise the price of gas to $3 a gallon, and then when it falls back to $2.50, everybody thinks they're getting a great deal. When in reality, you know, just a few years ago, it was half that, and if it had gone to $2.50, everybody would have torn their hair out. We can't lose sight of the fact that these are only small improvements and do not begin to restore us to where we were before the bankruptcy cuts. And obviously we'll take it. If they want to make improvements, that's good. AFA is not going to stand in the way. That makes our job easier at the bargaining table because we can negotiate from there up and more quickly restore and build on what you had before. So it's good, but it's not enough, and it's not binding, as Jean Marie just said, until you have a union contract.